Jan Svartvik (1931–2024) was a pioneering Swedish linguist renowned for his foundational work in corpus linguistics and for coining the term forensic linguistics. As a professor at Lund University, he was a key collaborator on the Survey of English Usage and co-authored the definitive A Comprehensive Grammar of the English Language 1985 alongside Randolph Quirk, Sidney Greenbaum, and Geoffrey Leach. He is perhaps best known for leading the development of the London Lund Corpus LLC, the world's first machine-readable corpus of spoken British English, which revolutionized the study of spoken versus written language. Additionally, his 1968 analysis of the Timothy Evans case, the Evans Statements, established the use of quantitative linguistic methods in legal contexts, effectively birthing the field of forensic linguistics. Jan Svartvik was born on August 18, 1931, in the county of Värmland, Sweden. He pursued his higher education at Uppsala University, where he initially engaged with the Scandinavian philological tradition that emphasized the centrality of texts. His academic trajectory was significantly shaped by a serendipitous encounter in the university library with an article on relative clauses in spoken English by Randolph Quirk, which sparked his lifelong interest in contemporary spoken language. This led him to continue his studies at University College London UCL and the University of Durham in the UK, as well as Duke University in the United States. During his time at Durham, he worked closely with Quirk as a mentor, a relationship that laid the groundwork for his future leadership in corpus linguistics and his eventual role in co-authoring the definitive grammars of the English language. A corpus of modern American English early 1960s, unpublished but foundational. Before the LLC, Svartvik worked on this project at the University of Texas. This experience with early computer-based corpus compilation was a direct precursor to his later corpus building feats, giving him crucial technical and methodological expertise. 1966, On Voice in the English Verb. This was Svartvik's doctoral dissertation, published as a monograph. While focused on the grammatical intricacies of the passive voice in English, its true importance lies in its methodology. At a time when much linguistic analysis was either purely theoretical or based on decontextualized example sentences, Svartvik anchored his study in a defined, empirical data set, the complete plays of George Bernard Shaw. He systematically extracted and categorized every instance of passive construction, analyzing their frequency, form, and function in real, extended discourse. This work established the core principle that would define his career: trustworthy grammatical description must be rooted in observable, methodically collected evidence from actual language use, not just intuition or abstract rules. It was a quiet but decisive early step toward corpus linguistics. Studies in English Adverbial Usage 1966, with Alvar Ellegard. This co-authored work applied the same empirical, corpus-based methodology as his dissertation to another complex grammatical area, adverbs. It reinforced his early commitment to replacing intuitive grammatical classification with evidence-based categorization derived from systematic text analysis. 1968, The Evans Statements, A Case for Forensic Linguistics. This book is a landmark, not just in Svartvik's bibliography but in the history of applied linguistics. It documents his meticulous analysis of the police statements attributed to Derek Bentley, a pivotal figure in a famous 1952 murder case in the UK. Svartvik applied rigorous linguistic scrutiny to the disputed confession transcripts. He examined features like lexical choice, syntactic patterns, formulaic police language, and stylistic consistency. His analysis revealed profound inconsistencies within the statements and deviations from Bentley's probable idiolect, strongly suggesting the transcripts were not a verbatim record but a mediated, policed construction. This work did more than contribute to a legal review, It codified a methodology for forensic text analysis, demonstrating how linguistic tools could provide tangible, evidence-based insights into issues of authorship and authenticity in legal settings, thereby founding a new interdisciplinary field. 1970s project, the London Lund Corpus LLC. This was Svartvik's pivotal engineering feat for linguistics. The Survey of English Usage SCU at University College London had collected tapes of spontaneous spoken English, but they were trapped on reels. Svartvik led the monumental task of transcribing and computerizing this spoken data. This involved not just typing words, but developing a consistent system for annotating prosodic features like stress, pitch, and pause, the very music of conversation. The resulting LLC was the first machine-readable, prosodically transcribed corpus of spontaneous speech. Its creation solved a major problem. For the first time, researchers could search, quantify, and analyze the complex patterns of real spoken interaction with speed and precision. The LLC transformed spoken language from an ephemeral object of observation into a tangible, analyzable data set, setting the standard for all future spoken corpora. 1980, Well in Conversation with Bengt Altenberg. This book is a masterclass in the power of the corpus method pioneered in the LLC. Choosing the humble, ubiquitous discourse marker well, Svartvik and Altenberg used the LLC's data to map its vast and nuanced functional landscape. They moved beyond a simplistic dictionary definition to catalog how well operates in real time, to signal hesitation, to preface disagreement, to mark a topic shift, to hold the floor, or to soften a response. The study proved that even the smallest, most overlooked words have a systematic pragmatic logic discoverable only through large-scale analysis of authentic conversation. Well in Conversation became an instant classic, illustrating how corpus linguistics could uncover the hidden architecture of spoken discourse and elevating the study of pragmatics to a new level of empirical rigor. 1981, Linguistics and the Teacher Editor. This edited volume underscores that Svartvik's empirical mission was never purely academic, it was aimed at improving real-world language education. The book served as a crucial bridge, translating the insights of modern linguistics, including the burgeoning findings from corpus-based descriptions of grammar and usage, into practical implications for classroom teachers. By focusing on the interface between theory and pedagogy, Svartvik championed the idea that linguistic research should inform and enhance how language is taught, ensuring that teaching materials and methods reflected the realities of how English is actually used, as revealed by projects like the SCU and LLC. 1985, A Comprehensive Grammar of the English Language CGEL. Co-authored with Quirk, Greenbaum, and Leach, this 1,779-page tome is arguably the most influential descriptive grammar of the 20th century. Svartvik's role was critical in ensuring its empirical backbone. While comprehensive in scope, the grammar's authority derived from its foundation in the systematic data of the Survey of English Usage. Svartvik's expertise in corpus analysis ensured that its rules and descriptions were consistently checked against attested usage, particularly in capturing the nuances of spoken grammar often ignored by prescriptive guides. The CGEL was revolutionary for its descriptive not prescriptive stance, its attention to variation in register and medium, and its theoretical eclecticism. It became the indispensable reference for linguists, writers, and advanced students, cementing the data-driven approach as the gold standard for grammatical description. The London Lund Corpus, Description and Research 1990, likely editor-contributor. This collective volume formally documented the design, transcription conventions, and research applications of the LLC for the global scholarly community. It served as the essential manual and justification for the corpus, promoting its use and standardizing methodologies. 1990, A Student's Grammar of the English Language with Randolph Quirk. Recognizing that the monumental CGEL was too dense for most learners, Svartvik co-authored this streamlined, pedagogical version. It distilled the core insights and data-informed descriptions of the larger grammar into a more accessible textbook format. This work demonstrated his commitment to the dissemination of knowledge, ensuring that the empirical understanding of English grammar developed by the SCU team could directly reach and benefit students and teachers in practical educational settings. 1990 Project Launch, the International Corpus of English ICE. If the BNC captured one national variety, Svartvik's ICE project was his visionary blueprint for a global linguistics. As founder and chairman, he designed a framework for creating a growing family of corpora, each following the same design principles: 1 million words, 60% spoken, 40% written, similar text categories but representing the English of different countries, e.g. India, Singapore, Nigeria, Jamaica. This revolutionary design allowed for direct, like-for-like comparison between world Englishes for the first time. ICE shifted the paradigm from viewing English as a single entity with deviant offshoots to studying a pluricentric language with many legitimate standard varieties, enabling rigorous research into the shared and divergent grammatical features of global English. 1991 to 1994 Project, the British National Corpus BNC. As project director and chairman, Svartvik was the strategic and diplomatic engine behind this colossal undertaking. The BNC was a feat of consortium building, uniting academia, publishers, and research councils. Its scale, 100 million words, carefully balanced across genres and registers, was unprecedented. Svartvik oversaw its creation not as a mere data dump, but as a meticulously designed, part of speech-tagged national resource. Released in 1994, the BNC instantly became the authoritative benchmark for late 20th century British English. It revolutionized fields beyond academic linguistics. It powered a new generation of dictionaries, informed language teaching materials, provided training data for early natural language processing, and gave anyone with access a quantitative window into the language. The BNC realized Svartvik's vision of corpus data as public, essential infrastructure. 1996, Words, a symposium on form and function editor. This edited collection reveals the breadth of Svartvik's linguistic curiosity beyond syntax and corpus engineering. By focusing on the word as the central unit of analysis, the volume explores its intersection with morphology, lexicology, semantics, and phonology. Serving as editor for such a symposium indicates his role as an intellectual facilitator, bringing together scholars to examine fundamental questions about how words are formed, how they mean, and how they function in larger systems. It reflects his deep understanding that the empirical study of language required attention to all its interconnected levels. 1999, Angelsk Universitetsgrammatik English University Grammar with Olive Eekdal. This work represents a major pillar of Svartvik's national legacy in Sweden. More than just a textbook, it is the definitive advanced English grammar for the Swedish context, running through multiple editions. It synthesizes the descriptive insights of the CGEL tradition but frames them for an audience of Swedish learners, inherently engaging in contrastive analysis. By anticipating the specific challenges and interferences for Swedish speakers, it applied his lifetime of grammatical expertise to a precise pedagogical need, shaping the instruction of English for generations of Swedish university students and scholars. 1990s to 2000s, Svartvik maintained a prolific output in Swedish language public scholarship. He authored numerous editions of Angelsk Språklära, foundational textbooks for Swedish secondary schools, and contributed regularly to major newspapers and radio programs. In these forums, he addressed topics like Swenglish, language policy, and the global role of English, establishing himself as Sweden's preeminent public intellectual on the English language. 2004, A Handbook of Varieties of English Senior Editorial Role. This massive 2-volume handbook is a direct intellectual descendant of the ICE project. In a senior editorial role alongside Bernd Kortman, Svartvik helped orchestrate a comprehensive state-of-the-art survey of global English dialects, both native and non-native. The handbook provided systematic descriptions of phonological, morphological, and syntactic variation across the English-speaking world. It stands as the encyclopedic culmination of the World English's paradigm that ICE was built to enable, offering a systematic, data-rich overview of the language's global diversity and cementing the pluricentric model in academic consciousness. English, One Tongue, Many Voices 2006, with Jeffrey Leach and Mia Hunt. This book, aimed at a broader educated audience, synthesized insights from the BNC, ICE, and other corpus projects to tell the story of the English language, its history, its global spread, and its current variation. It showcased Svartvik's ability to translate complex corpus findings into engaging, public-facing scholarship. 2011, The Oxford Modern English Grammar. This sole-authored work is the mature synthesis of Svartvik's lifelong philosophy. Distinct from the CGEL's encyclopedic detail, this grammar is a crystal-clear, function-driven guide for the contemporary user. Organized not by traditional parts of speech but by grammatical functions, e.g. making a statement, asking a question, referring to time and space, it reflects a deeply communicative, usage-based understanding of language. Every explanation is informed by decades of corpus evidence, yet presented with remarkable accessibility. This book represents the final step in his mission, distilling a vast, empirical understanding of how English works into an authoritative yet practical volume for writers, students, and curious minds, firmly grounding modern grammatical understanding in the reality of use. Jan Svartvik passed away on June 13, 2024, at the age of 92, leaving behind a profound legacy as a titan of English linguistics. His death marked the end of an era for the Quirk Quartet, the group of scholars who redefined modern English grammar and corpus-based research. He is remembered by the academic community not only for his intellectual rigor and pioneering digital archives but also for his mentorship of generations of linguists at Lund University.